Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the ZetaToys Superiortron Mini Fly Fires. He is ZC04. You can see him there. We'll put him off to the side real quick to look at the book. Take a look at the box. And yes, he is once again. It's kind of the blueprint style thing they're doing, which is a couple product shots there with the Superiortron Mini and all that stuff. You got Superiortron Mini on the top. You got a blueprint outline of the plane in this side. On this side, you have a blueprint outline of the robot. On this side, of course, you have the logo again, and on the back you have some product shots and warnings, and there's your box. Also comes with instructions, which, yeah, decent enough, although not the best. I think there's a couple things that doesn't quite make clear what you're supposed to do, including, some just definitely some clearance issues. But yeah, yes. Firefly, whatever, yeah. You see this is an F4 Phantom. He's mostly red with white wings and blue and yellow striping there on there. You get some blue striping there in the tail fin as well. Also, the tail fin unfortunately does like to sit off one side or the other. It doesn't like to sit straight very well. But yeah, he's got the F4 thing, so he's got a little black nose cone and red and everything. Pretty decent colors overall. You got the robot chilling underneath, but that's kind of a just aerial bot standard. But you can see, yeah, this thing just keeps popping itself one way or the other. It doesn't like to sit straight, which is unfortunate. The cockpit does actually open though, which is neat. Although getting it to open at all is a pain in the butt. There we go, got it open. You got it open for very little payoff because, quite frankly, yeah, you can see there's like maybe comes some half seats molded in, but nothing much else. Yep. Jet mode, he's got his guns pegged in underneath, and they actually got little special slots in there because of the way the guns are molded. They need them. You can also see the wings are doing this, which is correct for an F4 Phantom, more or less. You can adjust those if you want, but this is how they're supposed to look, kind of swept upward like that. So you go, it's the jet mode. What it is. Works pretty well. No ports or anything for flight stands. Yeah, decent little jet overall, all things considered. The only thing would be annoying is the tail fin not like sitting in the proper spot. But a comparison here is, I guess, with the Magic Square breakdown, just for size, because yeah, you can see jet's a bit bigger, which makes sense, although not as big as it should be. But hey, see that one. And here he is with the rest of the Zeta aerial bots that were, I've shown off so far. Those two. Silver Arrow. Knock that over. Yeah, you can see they're all more or less scale as well as they should, except for Silver Arrow, which, yeah, kind of is a thing. Pretty good looking jet, and well, when you open up the box, it's a pretty good first impression. Now, to transform him into limb mode, we're going to go limb mode first, then robot. First thing you want to do is go ahead and take the guns off. They'll just be in the way otherwise. Now, first thing, then after that, you want to go ahead and just kind of get the wings kind of folded up a bit. Just fold those up and just get those folded up like that. Now, the tail section just kind of untabs pretty easily, just moves up like that, right? You want to go ahead and split this back half so you can get that out of the way a bit. And you have to slide just this part. There's multiple sliders in here for the legs. You want to slide just this upper part, and you can see right there, there's this part right here. You can see that screw right there. That's, when it's all the way forward, that's in jet position. You want to slide it all the way back till it clicks, and it can be a little tight. I had to loosen that screw a bit. You can see it's still kind of tight. You have to really there, click into place. Yeah, it goes click, but yeah, it's not exactly doesn't make it easy. Yeah, do the same thing on this side. There we go. That one is softer, but yeah. Go ahead and bring these back together because, yeah, well, there's something else you're supposed to do, but, well, let's pretend we don't have the part because it's separate lease, right? part is a separate thing. Peg them back together like that. Make sure, because you good chance you also accidentally extend the legs, but you don't want to do that. Make sure it's those are collapsed now. From here, you want to go ahead and bring this up and back. And on mine, this has a tendency to unseat itself really easily. So just bring that up and back like that. You can go ahead and open this up right here, which then lets you extend out the elbow joint right there. Tab it back in like that. And then because this is the right arm, you want to go ahead and rotate it this way and this way like that. Now this, you want to go ahead and take the combiner peg and rotate it out like that. Then bring the head out of here because you're going to have to reposition it a little bit. I actually also want to rotate the head around just so it's you want to bring it out like that. And then right here, you want to go ahead and bring this back, and these tabs will go into those slots right there. Like so. And then back here on this, you want to split the tail open. It's going to be a pain. Yeah, I want to go and split the tail. Like that. And then bring this up and in. And this is kind of tricky to slot in, but you want to feed the tail fin between these parts right here, and just bring it forward. And there's little tabs right here that are supposed to go up in there, and yeah, it's supposed to more or less lock in. Sometimes it doesn't like to do so, and sometimes it'll cooperate. And yeah, it's supposed to lock in. Mostly like that. And then you got the got your arm mode. Now continuing to, which I'll cover more in the combined video. But yeah, to continue on to robot mode from here, it's actually pretty simple. We'll go ahead and going back to the legs here, you want to go ahead and split those and then just bring the rest of the leg down like that and bring the rest of the leg down like that. Doesn't click or anything. The feet, see that they want to go ahead and rotate them outward like this, out like that, and then bring them up like that. Same thing on this side. Make sure they're positioned right, and then rotate them out like that. Bring it up like that, and that's the feet done, and legs. You want to go ahead and the waist, the elbow joint, you want to rotate that so the tab here is facing the front. You want to go ahead and undo. You're going to have to undo this stuff because it's in the way right now, as it is right now. Untab that and bring that back. So you can then rotate the peg all the way back and then open up that. And then you want to slide the arms out. And this is a bit tricky. You want to slide the arms out. The slider can be a bit... It's not really a slider. It's a hinge. I don't know how you can see that, but there's a little hinge in there that actually hinges the arms outward and the panels, the side abdominal panels outward. You go ahead and collapse this elbow joint in, and then you want to close this up. There's little tabs on these panels as well. They'll go line up with slots on this chest panel if it's all correctly lined up. And like to stay correctly lined up until it's all tabbed in. Once it's tabbed in, it'll be very secure at least, but until then, it'll fight you a lot. And here you're going to go ahead and bring the arms out a little bit more, like that. Bring the elbows down. They're supposed to click into place, but they don't do it super good job. They click in, bring the fist out like that. Slide the elbow out, click that into place, bring the fist out, and bring the shoulder out a little bit, like so. Up here, you want to get the head and bring it out on this platform, and then go ahead and collapse this back like it was with a combine mode. Bring that in, bring the head down. Right there, settles in that little groove, doesn't really lock into place, and then bring this back up and more or less kind of somewhat tab this thing in. like that. And there you go. There's Fireflight. Flyfire in his robot mode. And yeah, the robot mode looks pretty much alright. The problem is, personally, I find the shoulders are weird. I mean, the way he transforms causes the shoulders to be kind of a little off. And there's one other thing, which, yeah, I'll show off in a bit. You can see, yeah, white, you know, mostly down here. You got some faux wheels, kind of, that's from the plane mode. These faux wheels, it has no real landing gear, you know, kind of molded in there. You got the blue and white there on the red. You got some more white. And then you got this face, which is, oh my god, it is literally, I think, one of the worst face sculpts I have ever seen on any toy. It looks so terrible. I am shocked they thought this was acceptable. Like, I see what they're trying to go for, but man, it looks so bad. It's the scale. Just, yeah. I really wish it didn't look like that. But on top of that, I guess, well, ignoring that also, you got the backpack, which, you know, is a pretty typical aerial bot backpack. So there you go. Oh, man, just I think that's the biggest thing. The face looks terrible and the shoulders look a little weird because the way it transforms, there's only so much you can do to try to alleviate that. He does have the guns though, which, yeah, you can, you know, just slot into his fists. Thankfully, they don't really have issues with that. They slot right in. I don't have any weird things where it's like, oh, hey, yeah, they just don't want to go in, or the good old they won't come out thing. So that's nice. Yeah, it's overall most of it looks good. It's just the shoulders and that face just look terrible. Yeah. The only other thing is, yeah, a lot of parts of him are kind of loose, including, again, the shoulders, the hips, the head platform itself it tends to unseat itself because it doesn't tab in or anything. It just kind of uses a bit of friction against this panel to just try to stay in place. So that's unfortunate. I can never quite get this to sit quite straight either on the backpack. It never quite sits as flush as it's supposed to, I feel. So that's a bit of a bummer. Articulation though, his head is on a ball joint, so you got left and right and up and down and lots of waggle, and then you can just turn it around so you don't have to see that anymore. Shoulders can do a full 360. That this joint is tight, this outer joint is loose, but also there's extra hinge so you can kind of manipulate the joint, although it doesn't look good except up here. You do have a bicep swivel. There is a elbow, which is about 90 degrees. You do have a wrist swivel, thanks to the fact it's just pegged in and comes off really easily, as I think, as has happened to me multiple times. So just watch that. He does have a waist swivel, although it's a little hindered by the backpack, but not too bad. I mean, you get that much range before it starts banging into things, and that's enough for most sane poses. These hip skirts do get out of the way a bit, if I can get a grip on that. Yeah, I do get mostly out of the way. So you do, forward on the ball jointed hip. You got back, kind of gets bangs in the backpack at that point, unfortunately. Outward, you got more than full splits. You got a dedicated thigh swivel plus the ball joint. So you got all that. Knees, just about 90 degrees. Feet are weird again. There's this whole platform back here. You got this ball jointed foot, which can go, tilt. Although once you start tilting it, you start running into that issue. And you can go up a bit and down a lot. And yeah, there's now a whole lot. And unfortunately, because of how it works, you're mostly, it's what was it called? The implied ankle tilt. Doesn't actually accomplish much, unfortunately, because of how the feet are designed. So yeah, that's a thing. Quick comparisons. Here's Magic Square's breakdown. Who's a bit shorter, but it makes sense for a car to be shorter than Jet. And here he is with the rest of the team so far. You got Silver Arrow and all that. Got the other two, the leg bots, which, yeah. Got all of them. That's the group so far. Thing. So yeah, that's Flyfire. Noticeably weaker than the previous one. The first two, I would say. Lots of really loose joints. The face is terrible. The shoulders don't look good. A lot of, yeah, then also the leg sliders for the transformation are just way too tight out of the box. I had to loosen those screws a bit. I'm a little worried about loosening more because I'm at that point, I'm like, uh-oh, it just comes off, that sort of thing. Early on, I had problems with the nose and canopy would pop off the clip really easily, although this seems to have alleviated itself a bit. Yeah, it's just that problem of just a lot of the joints are super loose and just, it's frustrating getting the torso dealt with in the transformation as well. And just there's a lot of frustrations and loose joints. It's just really like, what the heck is going on here? It's noticeably worse than the first two releases. I said were solid Legends toys. This is a subpar, honestly. And, as a standalone, definitely not worth buying. Definitely not worth buying as a standalone figure for sure. Just, yeah. Yeah, so that's it for this one, I guess. Just not as a standalone. That's it for this. Hope you found this informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitter at Nemesis Prime 1 and check out my Coffee and my Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.